everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Welcome to a 48-hour reading vlog. I fortunately have the next 2 days off from work, so I figured what else could I do with all this time other than read? So that is the plan. Of course, in between the reading or during the reading, because I'm going to be listening to a few audiobooks, I've got a lot of things to do. Some of them are just kind of housekeeping, chores, tasks, to-dos, boring stuff like food shopping. I'm gonna spend some time today catching up in my reading journal. Super behind, so I'm gonna spend a little time there. I've also got some video editing to do, so I'm gonna do that. Tomorrow I'm visiting a good friend of mine. She just had a baby, so I'm gonna get to meet the baby for the first time. I'm very excited. So yeah, it's a busy next couple of days, but with a mixture of things that are gonna bring me joy and things that just have to get done. So it's almost 8 o'clock. I had an early rise this morning. I was out of town and I just got back yesterday evening, and oh man, my cat Frances, she woke me up bright and early to make sure I was really here, and she needed a lot of attention, and I get it. And so we played all morning and I gave her lots of snuggles and scritches. I don't know where she is right now, but I'm up way earlier than I was expecting, but that's fine. We're gonna roll with it. So I think in just a little bit, I'm gonna go food shopping. I think I'm gonna go to Trader Joe's today. I normally go to Harris Teeter, but I've been seeing these like 3-ingredient, 5-ingredient meals from Trader Joe's, and there's a couple that I saved and I kind of want to try. So I think I'm gonna head to Trader Joe's and we'll see where the day takes me. I'll take you guys along. As for what am I reading, last night I started a grave robbery, the newest Deanna Raybourn book in the Veronica Speedwell series. I'm, I think, on chapter 9, and I'm loving it. I'm just so happy to be back with Veronica and Stoker. Their shenanigans, their banter is just so delightful. It's like such a warm hug. It's exactly what I'm in the mood for. And so, yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love the audiobooks for this series. The narrator is so great. She's like the perfect voice for these characters. And so I think I'll... Sorry, there's quite the commotion. There's a plane going. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Anyways, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought because of the sounds. But anyways, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun so far. Essentially, this one is starting where the guy whose museum they're like curating and preparing all the stuff for, he comes up to Veronica and Stoker because he's got this wax body and like Madame Trousseau's like wax figure, and his daughter wants Stoker to make it so that it can look like it's breathing, similar to, I guess, something that she's seen in another exhibit. And of course, as they're starting this process, things go awry and you realize that this wax figure is not all that it seems, and kind of the mystery picks up from there. And it's fun. I just love their shenanigans. They're kind of unhinged, but in a really charming way, and I'm just having the best time. So I'm going to continue listening to whatever this book is called. I'm totally brain farting right now. I need to find some coffee, and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. All right, hello. It is a little bit later. It's about 9:30-ish. Just getting back from grocery shopping. It took me a little longer than expected because I did have to make a second stop just to get some of those parchment paper, like those kinds of knickknacks that Trader Joe's I couldn't find. Maybe they're obvious and they're always there, but I couldn't find them. So anyways, I figure I'd do a quick Trader Joe's haul because why not? I shopped and I'm proud of my bounty. So I'm gonna flip you guys around, show you what I got, and then we'll do a quick reading update. Alrighty, here's some produce. We got some eggs. We got some chives and some basil, a little shallot, bananas. I love that Trader Joe's has these bicolor grapes because sometimes I want green, sometimes I want purple, and I got both. And of course, I got some bagels and some matzah for next week. These strawberries look delicious. I don't think that they're in season, but they look good. I got a cucumber. I got this sweet corn ravioli because I saw a recipe on TikTok that I want to try. I got this pappardelle pasta because I saw another recipe on TikTok that I want to try. I got some lox, some tomatoes, cream cheese. The lobster bisque is for the pappardelle recipe. I got some classic soyaki to restock, got some cheddar and arugula, a little parm, and then the frozen good stuff. I feel like every time I go to Trader Joe's, because I don't go there very often, I have to stock up on some of my favorites. So of course I got some frozen jasmine rice. I got the sweet potato gnocchi that comes with butter and sage. I got some vegetable fried rice. I got this garlicky pasta, and then the cacio e pepe pasta, you know, for those weeks that I don't feel like cooking. I also stocked back up on my black bean and cheese taquitos and the vegetable quesadillas. I got these little lobster tail things for that lobster bisque pasta situation. I bought this impulsively because I feel like that might be yummy. And then of course I got the milk and some heavy whipping cream because I might make my old cold brew foam, ? We shall see. Alrighty, I've got all the groceries put away. I had to move kind of quickly because I had a lot of frozen stuff and I was worried about it melting, but it all made it safe and sound. So quick reading update. I've been listening to Grave Robbery by Deanna Raybourn, the 8th or 9th book in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series. And I think I'm on like chapter 13 right now. So I'm making good progress. I think my audiobook says I have like 4.5 hours left. So I'll definitely be able to finish that today. I'm having so much fun with this little mystery. It's kind of a quirky mystery. I think I mentioned this in the last clip, but they're trying to figure out what's the deal with this very unexpected wax figure, wax doll, and I'm finding it so intriguing. It's so funny, and I just love their back and forth. I love their investigative partnership. It just brings me so much joy. So I'm really enjoying myself. I think I'm gonna make a little breakfast, keep listening, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next. Keep listening, and I don't know. I'll bring you along for whatever it is I decide to do. Hello, it is many hours later. It's just about 2:30. Where has the day gone? Video editing. That's where the day has gone. I just spent the last several hours doing kind of the behind the scenes video editing and uploading and all that jazz to a video that I think has already gone up in the time that you're seeing this vlog. If it has, I'll put it in the cards above and of course in the description box down below. I just filmed the other evening, a kind of beginner's guide to creating a reading journal. So if that interests you, be sure to check it out. All that to say, I've obviously not read anything else since we last checked in. I did have breakfast. I'm already getting peckish again. So I think I might make something for lunch, although I'm not quite sure what that'll be yet. And then at some point, I either wanted to clean out my pantry, my kind of entryway closet and catch up on my reading journal. So we'll see what comes first, I guess. Yeah, I don't have any other updates right now. I would love to get outside and move my body or get some vitamin D at some point. So hopefully that's on the cards this afternoon as well. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys in this update. Until the next. Is just about 5:30. I'm not entirely sure when we last checked in. I've had lunch. I made this, I don't know what you'd call it, like tater tot egg crisp thing. I was sort of inspired by a Instagram reel that I saw. I'll post it down below if you want to check it out. But I had that. It was delicious. I went on a lovely nature walk run. I kind of did a little hybrid because it was beautiful out and I got distracted and I was taking pictures, which I'm sure you would have seen in the B-roll. It's gorgeous out today. A little warm in my apartment, but it's beautiful outside. And I took a shower and now I think I'm gonna do a little catching up in my reading journal. I'll clip as much as I can here. I don't know what else the day, evening will take, but of course I'll bring you along, as I've said a million times already. I'm pretty close to the end of the Veronica Speedwell Mysteries series book. I have a hunch as to like what the twist is going to be at the end, and I really hope that I'm right, because that would be really satisfying. Or if it's something different and it's even more exciting, I love that. If it's going the way it's going now, I think I'll be disappointed. So yeah, I'm really enjoying myself. It's so fast paced. If you've liked any of the earlier books, you'll like this installment. There's a little bit of repetition, of redundancy. If you've read all of the books, some of her character descriptions, it's like, yeah, we've heard this for 7 or 8 books now. But all in all, it's like everything that you love, the atmosphere, the vibes are just so endearing and just full of shenanigans. I love it. So anyways, I'm gonna get to journaling, listen more to my book, and I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Good morning. It is the next day. I finished A Grave Robbery by Deanna Raybourn last night, and I loved it. It was wonderful. The last 90 minutes of the audiobook, so I guess maybe the last 100 pages or so, was so fast-paced. It was so exciting. I really, really enjoyed myself. I think if you like any of the Veronica Speedwell books, you'll really, really enjoy this one. It was just really fun. It was really quirky, and I just really enjoyed being back with these characters. It's been a while since I've read a Veronica Speedwell book, so I really had fun with that. So I think I'm gonna land on probably like a 4 stars. It was solid. I enjoyed it. Not my favorite of the series, but a really, really great installment. And so, yeah, I finished that last night. It was late, and my lighting in my apartment is bad in the evening, so I didn't think to say goodnight. So I'm just saying good morning now. I think my plans for today is to do quite a bit of reading from my reading roulette game, my TBR video. If you've not watched it, I play a game where a randomizer wheel kind of creates these Mad Lib combinations as my book picks for a TBR. And so one of them that I'm definitely going to start in just a few minutes was a graphic novel that I've already read. So I'm going to reread Nimona. I don't really remember much about this other than I think they're like knockoff superheroes. I kind of forget. It's been a while since I read it. So it'll be good to come back to these characters. I remember really, really liking it. So I'm going to read that. And then another like TBR pick that I'm going to try and pick up today is a poetry by a BIPOC author. I've got a few lined up in that queue, and so we'll see what I land on. Maybe I'll read more than one. We'll have to see. And then, yeah, I'm not sure what I'll read next. I've got a few things kind of on Libby or on Audible. So we'll see what mood I feel. In a couple of hours, I'm going to visit my friend who just had a baby. I definitely won't film while I'm there. So I'll probably check in with you guys when I come back, give you a little reading update, and we'll see where we are at. I really had fun journaling yesterday. I got a little carried away. Not carried away, but I spent a good chunk of my evening yesterday catching up in my reading journal. And then I realized that I had never made my April spreads. I had like sketched them out, but I had never actually like colored them in or anything. So I was like, oh my God, not only did I have to catch up, but I also had to get my April started, which, you know, it's fine. Sometimes reading journals are easy to maintain, and sometimes it just gets away from you, and that's fine. So anyways, I'm gonna read, drink my coffee, and I'll check in with you guys a little later. Okay, I'm only a couple pages into Nimona, and I remember it's not superhero knockoffs. Nimona is trying to become a supervillain, and so she kind of signs up to be this other guy's sidekick. And I forgot one of the characters' names is Golden Loin. I forgot how funny this is. Also, I realized on Hoopla, there's a full cast audio version as well. So I'm kind of doing the immersive reading where I've got the physical book and the audio whole cast edition. It's a great move. I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only on like the 3rd chapter, but it's really fun. Also, we're going to ignore that giant pile of laundry. That's also on the to-do list at some point today. Anywho, I just figured I'd check in because this is a very very funny story. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, hello. It is several hours later. I think it's like 3:30 or something. Just getting back from visiting my friend. It was so nice. Her baby is so stinking cute. It was so good to see her, to catch up, and of course get to meet the little one. I had the best time. It was so nice. Before getting there, I did finish Nimona. It was excellent. It was just as good as I remember. It's so smart and so funny. It's just such a clever story. I really, really enjoyed it. It was such a quick read. I had a blast. I loved it. I'm so glad that I reread it. I had forgotten how good it was, and it totally lived up to that memory. So it's really, really good. I think this is a perfect one to pick up if you are new into the world of graphic novels. It flows so great. Honestly, the Hoopla audio full cast situation was a 10 out of 10. I loved it. It added so much energy to the graphic novel, which is already like exciting and funny. And yeah, it was great. I had a really good time. While I was driving, I picked up a kind of mind-numbing fantasy romance. I think it's called Blood and Steel. I'm only 5 chapters in, and I'm not gonna lie, it's feeling kind of silly, but I'm hoping it ends up being silly in a way that I really like and not in a way that has me rolling my eyes the whole time. We're following this girl whose name I've already forgotten because she's, of course, like the chosen one in this prophecy. I don't really understand the prophecy, but I'm hoping that it makes more sense later on. She meets this guy who she's obviously attracted to, but she hates him for some reason, or they don't vibe, and I don't really get it. She gets caught having a weapon that she's not supposed to have, and I don't know, we'll see what happens next. It's fine. I'm not loving it, but I'm sort of intrigued, so I think it'll be a good one to kind of casually listen as I'm driving or before I go to bed tonight and into tomorrow. So I think what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna make a little snack. I'm a little hungry, and then I think I'll keep reading, but I think I'm gonna switch and pick up either the poetry collection by Amanda Gorman? Yikes, I'm totally brain farting. I'm forgetting her name. I have that audio available through my Libby, or I'll pick up another poetry collection by Clint Smith, who's totally one of my favorites. So I think I'll pick up one of those, listen to some poems, and I'll check in with you guys a little later. Hello, it is just about 5 o'clock. I finished reading/listening to Counting Descent by Clint Smith, and no one's surprised. I loved it. I couldn't tell if, because I was listening to the audio version, if it wasn't capturing the titles to all of the poems, or if just not all the poems have titles, but I wanted to tell you guys a couple of my favorite poems. I had to write them down. Okay, I loved My Jump Shot. It's one of the earlier ones. I thought it was great. There's also a series of poems kind of throughout the collection where it's sort of like this inanimate object or this thing is talking to black boys. So like one of the poems is what the cicada said to the black boy, what the fire hydrant said to the black boy, what the window said to the black boy. Like that whole series is really good. I don't know what the title of this poem is, but on the audio, it was chapter 47, a really good one. And then one of the final poems is Queries of Unrest. And I thought that was a really beautiful and kind of sad poem, but just stunning. There were a few poems that had quotes that really, really stuck out to me. One of the quotes from the like namesake poem Counting Descent was, "Books are like the universe to me." And I love that quote. I just think it speaks to why reading is such a beautiful and powerful resource. It opens and expands everyone's worlds to different perspectives and experiences, and it's just what a gift. And so I really loved that quote. And another quote, I don't remember if I wrote down, I did write it down. This quote is from the poem From the Protest Novel Response to James Baldwin. I think that's the title. Again, I'm not totally sure because I have the audio, but the quote was, "What is more human than seeing yourself in another?" What is more human than seeing yourself in another? I just love it. I'm always so amazed and just captivated by Clint Smith's writing. I love that he reads his poems in all the audio versions. It was great. Highly recommend. Pick up anything from Clint Smith and you won't be disappointed. I loved it. So I think this is kind of where I'm gonna wrap up my 48-hour reading vlog. I read A Grave Robbery by Dana Rayborn, which I loved. I read Nimona as a reread, and I absolutely adored it. It was so funny. I read Counting Descent by Clint Smith, and then I'm kind of currently listening to Blood and Steel by somebody, which is a fantasy romance, just as like my palate cleanser. So all in all, it was a pretty productive 2 days. I'm really looking forward to this evening to tackling a couple of my household chores. You guys saw my laundry from earlier. I never got to my closet, that entryway closet right there. I want to try and do that this evening. And of course, I have to make dinner and do some other cleaning things. And so I don't think that will be very exciting. So I'm gonna close out here. Thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end, go ahead and leave, honestly, just leave a book or a book stack emoji, because it was a productive reading 48 hours and we love books here. We sure do. So thank you so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Bye.